Good morning, students. In the last session, we discussed the lesson The Little Match Girl. We already saw The Little Match Girl is a story centered around a little girl who is moving around with her matchstick on a winter cold night. It was the New Year's Eve, and then she is moving on the street in order to sell her matchsticks. She is barefooted, and then she is carrying the matchstick to sell just because her father has forced her to do so. So we have seen the first two stanzas. Then we shall move to the next stanza now. Let's see the next stanza. So in the last stanza, we already saw that she has no slipper now. Earlier she had one, but it was her mother's, and then it got out of her leg, and then one she lost, and the other was carried by a boy who said that it will be useful when he has a child of his own. Now let us see the next paragraph. So the little girl walked about the streets on her naked feet, which were red and blue with the cold. We know when it is very cold, we get chilblains, fingers and then toes become red, and it is very painful. So the little girl's feet were red and blue just because of the cold there. Look at because of the cold, the feet had become red and blue, and it was very painful for her to walk in the snow. But still she continued. In her old apron, she carried a great many matches, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. You have seen how the people try to sell their goods. Either they carry it in a basket or carry it in a trolley, or this girl has got it in her apron. Apron is a overcoat like thing which is put on the usual dress, and that is used to protect from dust, cold and so on. So she has her apron, and then in that she is carrying a great number of matches, and she is having one or two in the hand in order to show to the customers, to the people who are walking around, so that they will know that she is selling them and buy them. Nobody had bought any from her. Here any means any matches. So far nobody has purchased any matches from her, and no one had given her a single penny all day. So the child has been walking the whole day, and it is evening now. It's going to be night, but nobody has purchased anything, and she has no money in her hand. She crept along. She crept along means she crept is the past tense of creep. She moved with much difficulty forward, shivering and hungry. So the whole day she has been walking from place to place, and she is hungry and shivering with the cold. The picture of misery, poor little thing. The picture of misery means she is hungry and shivering. That is shows that how miserable the state of the child. Poor little thing. Here poor little thing is the little match girl. So I hope you understood this paragraph. We shall move to the next paragraph. Here we have the snowflakes fell on her long golden hair, which curled so prettily about her neck, but she did not think of her appearance now. Snowflakes means the pieces of snow fell on her long golden hair. It was an opened hair she had, and then the snow was falling on to her hair. That means she was getting wet with the snow, which curled so prettily about her neck, which means here the hair which was remaining on her shoulder so beautifully on her neck. But she did not think of her appearance now. What does that mean? She was not worried about her look, her appearance. She was not bothered about removing the snow that was falling on her hair. Neither she was worried about the hair or the way the hair was remaining there. She was not worried about her look at all, appearance at all. Lights were shining in every window. What does she see? Lights were shining. That means it is already evening, it's getting dark, everybody has put on the light. And there was a glorious smell of roast goose in the street, for this was New Year's Eve and she could not think of anything else. So, why there was a smell of delicious meal coming from the houses? Because it was New Year's Eve and people were preparing for the New Year celebration. And from every house, the sweet smell of roast goose was coming, sweet dishes smell was coming, delicious meal smell was coming, and she could get them all because it was New Year's Eve and she could not think of anything else. She thought of nothing but the smell and the sweet smell that she was getting from the houses. She was thinking of them, plus how to sell her matchbox. Now we see the next paragraph. She huddled down in a heap in a corner formed by two houses. So she is tired now. She huddled. Huddled means held her arms and legs close together. That means she just shrunk to herself and then tried to make herself comfortable in a place. She huddled down. Huddled means held her arms close in a heap. Heap means in a pile of things that is remaining in a corner formed by two houses. So there was a place in between two houses, and then she tried to crawl and be seated there, one of which projected further out in the street. So one of the house was projected out into the than the other, but though she tucked her little leg up under her, she felt colder and colder because one house was projected out more than the other. But she tried. What did she? Tucked her little legs. What did she do? She tucked. She tried to insert, to put her little leg up under her. She felt cold and colder. Under her means where she was sitting. She was feeling colder and colder. But then she did not dare to go home. She was trying to make herself comfortable in between two houses. Though it was difficult for her to sit there, she sat, experiencing the cold, the bitter cold. She sat there, but she did not want to go home, for she had sold no matches. Why did not want to go home? Because she had not sold any matches so far and earned not a single penny. Since she could not sell the matches, she has not got any money in her hand. Her father would be sure to beat her. Why is she not interested to go home? Because she was sure her father would be angry with her. He would beat her. And besides, it was so cold at home. There was no difference being out or being in the house. In the house also, it was equally cold, for they had nothing but the roof above them, and the wind whistled through that, even though the largest cracks were stuffed with straw and rags. So you see, there was no difference between remaining here or remaining at home. Why? Because they had nothing but a roof above them. It was just a roofed, thatched house, and the wind whistled through that. So they could experience the harshness of the wind being inside the house also. Even though the largest cracks were stuffed. The largest crack means on the wall, whatever big holes were there, it was stuffed with straw and rags. Those big holes were filled with straw and rags. In spite of that, they could feel the harshness of the wind coming into the room. So being here in the street or in the house did not make much difference for her, since both the place they felt the cold in the same way. Her thin hands were almost numb with the cold. Her thin hands were almost numb with the cold. That means she could experience the severity of the cold and her hand has almost become numb. It has become immovable, numb. If only she dared pull just one small match from the pocket, strike it on the wall, and warm her fingers. If only so she dared, that means if only she had the courage to light one of the matchstick and then keep herself warm. So we see here the girl, in spite of being very cold, does not want to go home and remains in between the two houses, where she found little space where she could crawl herself, and then gets in and sits there because she is frightened of her father. Now let us see the next stanza. We have here the next stanza. She pulled one out, scratch. How it spluttered and burned. She pulled one out. What does that mean? She pulled out one matchbox, removed one matchstick from there, and then scratched. She just scratched it. And how it spluttered. What does it mean? It spluttered. Spluttered means the soft sound that came out when she scratched it, and burned. So when she scratched it, the small matchstick burned, and then it had a warm, bright flame like a tiny candle when she held her hand over it. But that, what a strange light! So let's see what she felt when she stuck the match and burned it. What she felt? She felt it had warm, bright flame like a tiny candle. She felt as if she has lit a candle, and then she felt the warmth and the brightness of the matchstick, and she felt the warmth of it when she held her hand over it. What a strange light it was, the light of the matchstick. It seemed to the little girl as if she were sitting in front of a great iron stove with polished brass knobs and brass ornaments. See, she felt she is sitting near in front of an iron stove. Usually, the people in foreign countries where it is too cold sit around some burning fire in order to warm themselves. So this might have been experience of the child, where she sat around the iron stove, which gave them some warmth. So she has that experience. She dreams of such a kind of an experience where she felt when she stuck the matchstick as if she is sitting near the great iron stove with the polished brass knobs and brass ornaments. So she could see the shining stove from which the burning light was coming and warming herself. The fire burned so beautifully and gave out such a lovely warmth. See the child, how she felt. She was warmed up with that little matchstick that was burning. How she experiences the warmth of the little matchstick. And then we have the fire burned so beautifully and gave out such a lovely warmth. Oh, how wonderful that was! What was the wonderful thing that she experienced? The warmth and the brightness of the little matchstick, and her dream of being seated near a iron stove. Now let us see. The child had already stretched her feet to warm them, as in her dream she felt that she is sitting in front of a great iron stove, and then she is now stretching her feet to warm them in the great stove. When out went the flame. When she was trying to do that, the flame of the matchstick went off, because you know the matchstick burns for a second or two and then it goes off. So immediately the matchstick went off. The stove vanished. As the matchstick went off, her dream of being seated near a stove also vanished. Also went away from her sight, and there she sat with the burned match in her hand. So she was left alone with the burned matchstick, and then she had no warmth, no light again. She was again in darkness and in the cold. So we shall see the rest of the lessons in the next class. I hope you have understood it. We see here that the story is centered around a little girl who is moving on the street barefoot and bareheaded in a winter cold night. It was a New Year's Eve, and the child is carrying a good number of matchstick in her apron, and she's holding one or two in order to sell them. But for the whole day nobody bought from her anything, and she's scared of going home back because her father would beat her. She is not worried about her appearances. It is said that her long curly hair was covered with the snow, and then she was not bothered about her appearances at all. But finally, she finds a little place where she sat down in a corner between the two houses and dreamt of many things. As she was feeling very cold, she takes her matchstick one and then strikes, and in that light, she feels that she is sitting near an iron stove from which she was getting warmth and bright light. She was trying to stretch her feet out, but then the matchstick goes off, and then she finds herself again back into the cold night. So, we shall come with the rest of the lessons in the next session. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you. God bless you.